Hi, hello, and welcome to another session on analog and digital communications. In today's session, we'll see the analog pulse modulation technique, which is the pulse amplitude modulation. So, let's get started. So, pulse amplitude modulation is a simple form of analog pulse modulation. In this pulse amplitude modulation, the amplitude of the carrier signal varies in accordance with the amplitude of the message signal. So in the output of the PAM we get pulses which vary according to the amplitude of the modulating signal. Generation and degeneration, that is demodulation of pulse amplitude modulation, is very easy. So these are the two signals which we need for generating a pulse amplitude modulated signal. One is a modulating signal or a message signal, which is generally a sine wave. The second is the carrier signal. In this case, we take a pulse as a carrier signal. Then we require a modulator circuit, which is a multiplier. So these are the signals and waveforms for PAM. The first one, you can see it is a message signal. It is a simple sine wave. Second is a sampling signal, that is the carrier pulse, which is a train of carrier pulses. Now both of these two signals are passed through a pulse amplitude modulator. So this is the resulting output which we get. As you can see from the diagram, the amplitude of the carrier pulses is varying according to the amplitude of the message signal. You can see that the amplitude of the output signal is same as the amplitude of the message signal, and the width of the pulses is the same as in the carrier signal. So here the amplitude of the carrier pulses is varied according to the amplitude of the message signal. So this is the principle of operation of pulse amplitude modulation. So these are the two types of sampling which can be done by using the pulse amplitude modulation. One is the flat top PAM, second one is the natural PAM. So this is the flat top pulse amplitude modulation. As you can see in the diagram, you can see the tops of the pulses are flat. You can see the flat top pulses here. So this is flat top PAM. So here also the amplitude of each pulse is directly proportional to the modulating signal or the message signal. So amplitude of the signal cannot be changed with respect to the analog signal to be sampled. So you can see that the tops of the amplitudes remain flat. This is known as flat top pulse amplitude modulation. So the second type of sampling which can be done by using PAM is natural pulse amplitude modulation. So here also the amplitude of the pulses varies in accordance with the amplitude of the message signal. You can see the black part which here, that is the message signal. So according to the amplitude of the message signal, the amplitude of the carrier pulses also varies. But here you can see the top of this pulses is not flat. It is according to the shape of this sine wave. So this is known as natural pulse amplitude modulation. So whereas if you can see the previous one, the top of these pulses, it is flat. You can see horizontal lines on the top of these pulses. But in case of natural pulse amplitude modulation, the tops of these pulses is not flat. It is just according to the sine wave, which is the message signal. So this is natural pulse amplitude modulation. We have another classification of pulse amplitude modulation. One is a single polarity pulse amplitude modulation. Second is a double polarity pulse amplitude modulation. In single polarity pulse amplitude modulation, a fixed DC bias is added to the signal to ensure that all pulses are positive. That means only the PAM signal is present only on the positive part of the axis. Whereas in double polarity PAM, the pulses are present on both sides of the axis, that is positive as well as negative. You can see the example waveforms of the single polarity PAM and the double polarity PAM here. So the first one is the modulating signal or the message signal, which is a simple sine wave. Second one is the carrier signal, which is a train of pulses. The third one is the double polarity or bipolar pulse amplitude modulation. You can see that the waveform is present on the positive side as well as on the negative side. So the last one is the single polarity or unipolar PAM. Sorry, it is written double here, it is actually single polarity. So you can see the waveform is present only on the positive side of the axis, x-axis. So this is the difference between double polarity and single polarity PAM. In double polarity, the waveform exists on the positive side and on the negative side of the axis, whereas in single polarity, it exists only on the positive side of the axis. So to demodulate the pulse amplitude modulated signal, the signal is fed to a low pass filter. So whatever ripples are present in the low pass in the PAM signal, those are eliminated and the output, that is the message signal, is generated. So as the output of the message signal is very low, it is applied to an amplifier to amplify the signal level. So this is the block diagram of a PAM and modulation and demodulation. So to generate the pulse amplitude modulation, we apply the message signal and the carrier signal to a pulse amplitude modulator. So here this is just acting as a multiplier which multiplies both of these two signals to get the pulse amplitude modulated output. So to generate the demodulation, this PAM output is passed through a low pass filter. So the low pass filter removes the ripples present in the PAM output and gives the smooth sine wave, which is the message signal. But because of the presence of noise, the amplitude of the message signal may be very low. So to get the perfect amplitude, this signal is passed through an amplifier where we get the demodulated output, which is the correct amplitude of the message signal. So you can see this is the modulating signal or the message signal. The second one is a single polarity PAM. So this is passed through a low pass filter. Then we get the demodulated output. You can see this is the demodulated output after the amplifier. So these are some of the applications of pulse amplitude modulation. PAM can be used in Ethernet communication, in microcontrollers to generate the control signals. It is also used in photobiology. It is used as electronic driver for LED lighting. So these are some of the facts about the pulse amplitude modulation types of PAM, where we have seen the natural pulse amplitude modulation and the flat top pulse amplitude modulation. Then we have seen how to generate the PAM by using a PAM modulator, where the message signal and the carrier signal are passed. Then we get the output as the pulse amplitude modulation signal. So to get the demodulated output, this signal is passed through a low pass filter where the ripples are removed to generate a smooth sine wave, which is the required message signal. So due to the presence of noise, there might be some reduction in the amplitude of this signal. So it is passed through an amplifier to get an amplified version of the message signal. So that's all about pulse amplitude modulation and demodulation. I hope it's clear. Thanks for watching. Thank you.